Are you serious? Are you serious? Good morning, everyone. It's 11:05 a.m. and wow, good morning. We're just 7 hours away from the best webinar ever put together on the subject of aliens above and below. But before we go there, there's some things that are breaking now on the Great UFO Reset. Is this man over my shoulder right here? Is he Klaus Schwab? Is that Klaus Schwab? Is that Klaus Schwab? Is that Klaus Schwab? Or is that Klaus? That's Klaus Schwab, the World Economic Forum. Let me tell you all about how the UFO phenomenon, the UAP, the global extraterrestrial alien invasion is a part of the Great Reset, the Great UFO Reset. First of all, let's put a shout out right now for www.noblegoldinvestmentcom. That's www.noblegoldinvestmentcom. The U.S. dollar has lost 85% of its value since the 1970s, when we dropped the dollar from the gold standard, when the dollar decoupled from gold, and the government seems bent on continuing this tradition. From now until after the next election, the government can print as much money as it wants. And the last time they did that, inflation went up 9%. Gold is the one asset that has proven to withstand inflation. Gold is a biblical currency. So if you'll invest in gold with noblegoldinvestmentcom, you'll also get this one of these 24 karat, 1/4 of an ounce gold coin. They will give it to you for free by setting up a gold or silver IRA. Go right now to noblegoldinvestment.com. That's www.noblegoldinvestment.com. Or pick up the phone and call them right now at 877-646-5347. That's 877-646-5347. And tell them that Pastor Paul Begley sent you there. You'll be glad you did. Amen to that. Wow. Wow, I tell you, especially with the craziness that's going on, people need to understand. You got to get in control of your own destiny, basically, because you can't trust the stock market. That is for sure. Okay, that is for sure. Wow. Last night's broadcast was incredible with Mike from around the world, as you guys heard it. A lot of people also got saved last night. That was amazing. And a lot of people are contacting us, getting their tickets right now. Get your ticket for the webinar, Aliens Above and Below. There's 2 phone lines that are open as we speak. You can first just go to my website. Go to paulbegleyprophecy.com. You can get your ticket right now. It's real easy. Click it. Get the ticket. Don't miss it. It starts tonight at 6 p.m. Eastern. What will happen? You go get your ticket right now. And then at 6 p.m. Eastern, you will get an email from us with your personal link. You click it. There you are. And you can watch all the different speakers whenever you want to, as many times you want to, in any order you want to. You just decide. You're in control. It's your webinar. All right. Now, here's what's happening. Klaus Schwab. We know all about, some of you know about the New World Order and the World Economic Forum. Did you know that part of it, and they have not been releasing this, but you're starting to see it now with these congressional hearings on UFO and aliens. It's not just a sideshow. It's not just UFO aliens on the sideshow we're watching and they're letting us know a little more of this. It's part of the Great Reset itself. And maybe you're hearing it from me here first, but trust me, this Great UFO Reset is part of the Great Reset. Bring me to your leader. This new world order has to have a leader. And if it's not a political figure, then it must be some type of demonic figure or spiritual figure or out of this extraterrestrial figure. It's something that's bigger than all of us. The Bible talks about this beast, and that's what it is, a beast. a demonic beast with 7 heads and 10 horns, and it has a sidekick, the false prophet. And we start to wonder sometimes. I look around the world and I start praying about who could it be? Who could be this Antichrist? Who is this mastermind? Who could it be? Well, Klaus Schwab has said recently, he said, we can emerge. He said this in 2020. He said, we can emerge from this crisis of the pandemic as a better world if we act quickly and jointly. He said, the changes we have already seen have proven that the reset of our economic and social foundations is possible. So see, they use this entire pandemic as testing ground. This is our best chance to investigate the stakeholder capitalism, and here's how it can be achieved, he says. The pandemic lockdowns may be gradually easing, and this was in 2020, but anxiety about the world's social and economic prospects is only intensifying. There is good reason to worry, as a sharp economic downturn has already begun. We would be facing the worst depression since the 1930s. But while this outcome is likely, it is not unavoidable. To achieve a better outcome, the world must act jointly and swiftly, united, to revamp all aspects of our societies and economies, from our education to our social contracts. Social contracts. Have you signed a social contract with the world government? We must, he said, revamp all aspects of our societies and our economies, from education to social contracts and working conditions. Every country, from the United States to China, must participate, and every industry, from oil and gas to technology, must be transformed. In short, we need a great reset. There are many reasons, he said, to pursue the Great Reset, but the most urgent was, of course, the pandemic. But now, after about 7 million people dying, the pandemic represents one of the worst public health crises in recent history, and with casualties still mounting around the world, this will have serious long-term consequences for economic growth, public debt, employment, human well-being. According to the Financial Times, global government debt has already reached its highest level in peacetime. Moreover, unemployment is skyrocketing in many countries, including the United States. This is what he said in 2020. Truth is, that wasn't true at all. The economies of the world did not crash. It's now August of 2023, Claus. People are back to work. And actually, the economy is not as strong as it was under President George W. I mean, excuse me. The economy is not as strong as it was under President Donald Trump, by no means of the imagination. But it did not crash and burn like you predicted in 2020. But he started the process. They put in motion this great reset. And now, if the pandemic's not good enough for it, how about a war? So Russia invades Ukraine and strikes right at the heart of the breadbasket of the world, where the most grain and the most wheat is grown in the world. But that hasn't stopped or caused world famine. So if the pandemic didn't do it, and if a war in Russia doesn't do it, then what? They have to find something that will unite the world around this concept of a Great Reset. Glenn Beck wrote a book actually called Dark Future. It's a continuation of his research on Great Resets. I just want to read a portion of what was said. At an important meeting in 2021 and 2022, powerful leaders from government, finance, media, business who support the World Economic Forum's plan for a Great Reset of capitalism launched a new call to action titled The Great Narrative. The Great Narrative campaign seeks to use the decay of traditional values throughout the West and new and future advancements in technology like AI, including the areas of artificial intelligence, automation, the metaverse, robotics, and more, to seize control of the economies and societies in North America and Europe. The elites behind these proposals even plan to impact the way people across cultures and the planet understand what it means to be human. What it means to be human and to have a free will. According to the leaders of the Great Reset and Great Narrative movements, by the year 2030, your world will be fundamentally transformed. 2030 Agenda, United Nations, Global Sustainability. They have set a date that they must have a new world order in effect. They've told us this. We've known about it. I've been talking about it since 2010 when I first came online and read, and I read the Global Sustainability Agenda 21 and then the Agenda 2030. Oh man, Klaus Schwab is making me sneeze, trying to keep me from talking. But I've been telling us, I've been saying it. Now we're in the 7-year period. I mean, we're in the 7 years of tribulation. We're not really in the 7-year tribulation period, but we are certainly in the last 7-year stretch run that the United Nations wants, and the World Economic Forum, and the Bilderberg Group, and the Bohemian Grove, and the Club of Rome, and the Skull and Bones, and the Freemasons, and the Trilateral Commission, and the Council on Foreign Relations. All of these world global elitist societies, secret societies, the kind that John F. Kennedy warned us about, and then he was assassinated by the CIA. The ones that President Dwight D. Eisenhower warned us about. The ones that Bobby Kennedy was going to expose if he had won the election in 1968. The ones that Donald Trump feverishly worked on to try to completely blow apart. And now they're trying to blow him apart. Yeah, I'm talking about a new world order. Together, the highly influential and often extremely wealthy figures and institutions behind the Great Narrative are building a troubling new framework for humanity. One that has the potential to change life on Earth forever. Just as worrisome that the Communist Party of China and Vladimir Putin's authoritarian regime in Russia are adopting technology and centric approaches of their own to control citizens and institutions, both domestically and abroad. The United States, using the Patriot Act since 9/11, an aggressive and corrupt Department of Justice, a CIA, FBI, NSA, ATF, and wherever else in any other agency you can find, all working in collaboration with global world leaders who are on the same page. Justin Trudeau in Canada, Emmanuel Macron in France, Richie Rich in the United Kingdom, and on and on and on and on. Then throw in the big boys like President Xi Jinping of China. At the end of the day, this hunger, this desire, this absolute obsession with a global dominance over the human race is in play right now, right before our very eyes. And Klaus Schwab and his sidekick, Yari Noah Harari, and a host of others, the John Kerrys of the world, the Tony Blairs of the world, the Henry Kissingers of the world. but many of them working together behind the scenes, like Susan Rice, the Clintons, Podesta, and many more, are all saying the same thing. This world, this freedoms that we have enjoyed here in this country and other nations, they can't control us. They got to figure out a way to control us. And now they have come up with the answer. It is the Great UFO Reset. Oh, they haven't proclaimed it yet. It's not on, I'm looking at the World Economic Forum's.org's page right now. It's not there. They're not bringing up UFOs as the solution because they can't say that that's how they're going to do it. They've been telling us what they're going to do, but they haven't told us how they're going to do it. But they're going to do it. They need something they can all rally around, just like President Ronald Reagan told us he would do. He said there's one thing that will unite the world in fear and unity, and that is if there was an alien invasion. And for 19 years, the History Channel has given us ancient alien technology and theory, the ancient alien theory, where we've learned about how we're not really created by God, we're not God's children, but that we were actually seeded here by extraterrestrials from another world. And this is how they're going to bring about this new world order, which is to eliminate your... Here's what it's all about, guys. It's not just even about controlling you, because that's not really a good enough reason. These people already are at the top of the food chain. They can have anything they want and do anything they want. No. This is deeper than that. This is more spiritual than that. This is way more dangerous than that. This has to do with eliminating your faith in God. This is wiping Jesus Christ from your vernacular. This is about creating the reptilian worship of Lucifer and the Luciferians. This is about the beast kingdom. Without this mark, you can't buy or sell. This is about worshiping the image of the beast. This is about falling at his feet in admiration of him being able to solve the world's insuperable problems. Yeah, it's about stealing your soul, taking your faith away, causing you to turn your back on everything you've ever believed, anything and everything you've ever held dear to your heart, like the death, the burial, and the resurrection of Jesus Christ. Like the faith that when you die, you will raise again in the likeness of Christ, that you will go to a place called heaven to be with your loved ones. They want to wipe that from your psyche. And the way to do it is to bring enough fear on you of self-preservation that the only hope you see is in them. Guys, during this webinar that we're doing called Aliens Above and Below, you will hear the concept. You'll hear all concepts about UFOs, UAPs, aliens, abductions, possessions, violations, Nephilims, Rephahims, and everything else. You will hear people speak about different concepts and possibilities, about congressional hearings and new revelations and new information. You will hear it in this webinar. Go right now to my website. Go to paulbegleyprophecy.com. Go to paulbegleyprophecy.com and get your ticket. We go live in 6.5 hours. The webinar begins. The links will be sent out at 6 p.m. Eastern. I want you to be go now. Go right now and get your ticket, because you don't want to miss this, because the only way that people are going to get set free from this bondage is with the truth. And I definitely share the truth with you in my presentation. I'm not the only one. You're going to hear information from different angles and different perspectives. But at the end of the day, your eyes are going to be wide open to the realization that this is a hostile takeover of the world. I call it the Great UFO Reset. Give your life to Jesus Christ, folks. We are running out of time. Last night we had a lot of people give their life to the Lord. It was amazing. And I'm telling you right now, Jesus is coming back. He's coming after those that are ready. Go to paulbegleyprophecy.com. Go to paulbegleyprophecy.org. Or pick up the phone and call one of these two phone numbers on the screen.
I remember the night I first gave my life to Jesus. I was lost and all alone and so undone. There were pieces of me here, pieces of me there, and I was so broken. Then I asked Jesus, can you put me back together again? And I know where I was then. I know where I am now. You came to me and you saved me and turn my life around, and I know where I was then, Lord, and I know where I am now. You know, this walk in life, it's full of many decisions, and we live with each and every one we make. But the best decision I ever made was when I asked the Lord, can you come and heal this broken man that I am. And I know where I was then. I know where I am now. He came to me and you saved me and turned my life around. And I know where I was then, Lord, and I know where I am now. And I know where I was then. I know where I am now. You came to me and you saved me. You turned my life around, and I know where I was then, Lord, and I know where I am now. I know where I was then, Lord, and I know where I am now.
That is a beautiful song. It's on my album, Harmonize and Prophesy. The song was written by Kevin Wilson, and he and I do a duet, as you heard us singing it together on that song. Deborah W. says, I would like to do the webinar, and I can afford it. I just don't know how to do it technically. We can help you, Debbie, real easy. I'll tell you what to do. Just pick up the phone and call the number. Call this number right here. Real easy. If you can't go to the website and do it yourself, which is no problem, just call. We have two phone numbers, 765-414-2230 or 765-414-6299. Both of those are open right now. Both of those lines are open right now. That's 414-2230 or 765-414-6299. If you call one, it's busy. Call the other one. We're working the phones. We have 2 lines going all day, and we'll be sending out. And then once you call and get your ticket, then you will get your link will be emailed to you at 6 p.m. Eastern. They will be released, all these. You will get your email. You'll click on the link that's provided, and it automatically opens up the entire webinar for you. It's your own private email. We'll send it to you, and you can watch this webinar. It's good for a year. Certainly people will be watching it. You can watch it as many times as you like. You can go through the list of speakers and pick any one you want, which one you want to watch first, okay? But you certainly want to do this tonight. It's going to be amazing. But if you can't order today, you can order tonight. If you can't order tonight, you can order tomorrow or Sunday, okay? So, or Monday even, but most people realize that they need to get this information. They want to be watching tonight with everyone else. It's an awesome time. And I know right now there's families that actually get together and they watch these. There's husbands and wives that watches. There's neighbors sometimes even come over to some people. They tell me there's one Bible study group. There's a pastor in Kentucky, in Shepherdsville, Kentucky, who actually gets every one of our webinars, and then tonight his congregation join in at the church and they put it on the big screen, and so the whole congregation watches them together, and they set up other times. There's other groups that have one night a week. They take one speaker at a time, and so that for the next so many weeks, next 10 weeks, they're going to do one speaker a week and then discuss what they hear and what's going on, and they dig into the Bible. All of this is so amazing. So please, what I'd like you to do, but a lot of folks just like to have their own private time. Put the headset on, sitting on the couch in their pajamas, and they start watching. And a lot of folks, I'll ask tomorrow morning, how many people watched the entire webinar last night? And there's always people who say, I stayed up all night. I watched every one of them. And it was amazing. I couldn't stop. It's like reading a good book. I just can't put it down. So we want you to do that tonight. So go to my website at paulbegleyprophecy.com. Get your ticket right now. Go to my website at paulbegleyprophecy.com. Get your ticket right now, or pick up the phone and call. And you can call the number. And there's 2 different phone lines that are open, 765-414-2230 or 765-414-6299. Pick up the phone and call right now. People are ordering the tickets as we speak. And it's easy to do, very easy to do. But if you need help, or if you'd like to just do it over the phone, pick up the phone and call 765-414-2230, or call that number 765-414-6299. What? I'm very serious. What are you talking about? And let me just say to you that this Great UFO Reset, think about this. They've tried every way in the world to figure out how to put together this new world order. They got all these secret societies and all these brain trusts and all of this. But reality is this. Did you know that Wernher von Braun, who was a Nazi scientist that we brought over after World War II in Operation Paperclip, and he was the one who actually helped us build NASA. He was a rocket scientist and figured out how to create the rocket ship. He got NASA going. He said that there would be 3 agendas to create a new world order, to capture the world. There would be 3 of them. And one would be, of course, the Cold War. The Cold War with Russia, and that's what happened. He said then after that, there would be this terrorism, global terrorism. That would be phase number 2, which we've been through that. And then he said third would be an alien invasion. But of course he meant fake. But at the same time, that's where we're going. We've been through the first two phases. Here comes the third. He told this in the early 60s before he died. Sometime, I think he died in like 1974. I'm not something like that. But he let everyone know what was coming. And here we are today. So it's not just a great reset. It's the great UFO reset. Give your life to Jesus Christ. He's coming soon. The King of Kings, the Lord of Lords. And you don't want to miss it. Because believe me, you don't want to be left behind. Absolutely, you don't want to be left behind. I'll be back with more current world events and how they relate to biblical prophecy. There's more things going on in the world. I want to get you up to speed on those things as they happen. I'll be back. And the webinar begins at 6 p.m. Eastern tonight. 6 p.m. Eastern tonight on the coming apocalypse webinar. Aliens above and below. Are you saved?